Hi, welcome to themusicfarm.com. My name's Tom Griffin. I'm the electronic drum product specialist with Yamaha, and I'm here in front of the Yamaha DTX900K electronic drum set. Okay, now we've got the kit all set up and we're ready to rock. I'm going to go over some of our technological advances with the DTX900 series, most notably the new DTX pad on the toms and snare. What we set out to do when we designed these pads was to work with our acoustic drum players and give them the feel that they were looking for. We have a snare formula pad which has a nice tight, snappy feel and rebound, and then the toms have a little bit looser feel and they just feel like a really good set of toms. When you play as a kit, it just feels connected, it just feels right, and it's very quiet compared to our earlier generation pads. Our cymbals are 3 zones, so I can play bell, bow, and edge samples, and they're chokeable 360 degrees around the edge. I can even pre-choke the cymbal and dampen the bow sound. The hi-hat has 2 different zones for edge and tip, open and close, and it does foot chick and heel splashes very naturally. Finally, we have a real-time control knob that we've had since our earlier TP series pads, and it lets me tune the drum up or down right from the drum itself. On the snare, it lets me tighten the virtual snares. Or if I loosen them all the way, it's a throw-off. We've even gone to such detail as to put sympathetic snare vibration in the snare sound when I play the other drums, such as the kick and the tom. You can hear a little bit of snare resonance happening. And just like in the real world, if the snares were off, I don't have that buzz anymore. This is the top-of-the-line electronic drum set, the best available anywhere. Themusicfarm.com is the place to get it. Let's take a deeper look into the module and do a little bit of investigating and see what it's all about. So the first preset that we have in the DTX900 module is the Oak custom set of drums. The layout of the module is very simple to understand. I have my modes over here, my transport control down here, mixer section, data entry and navigation, and underneath the display I have these soft function buttons that are function dependent on whatever mode and screen I'm in. I never need to remember what button is what because right in the LCD it tells me. So I'm going to press the F2 voice button and show you that this kit is made out of the Oak 22-inch kick drum, the Oak custom snare, the 10-inch tom, a 12-inch tom, and a 14-inch tom. If I'm set up with the 6-piece DTX950K, also available from themusicfarm.com, I would be able to play my Oak 16-inch drum. But here's how easy it is to edit a sound. Just simply play the drum that you're looking for, cursor to the voice set category, and the voice set number, and I can just dial up that 16. There we go. So we don't simply retune the drums according to the position around the kit. We actually give you the individual sample of multiple drums. In terms of cymbals, we have a 17-inch crash there, a bright 20-inch ride, okay, and a dark 18. Let's say I want to make that a heavier cymbal. I can just scroll through. I can even play as I go. Let's find the dark 18-inch crash there, and there, heavy 18. Okay. So in one edit, it changes all 3 sounds for bell, bow, and edge. Very easy to get professional results. The toms have 3 zones as well. So I can play the head, the stick hoop sound, or the rim shot. If I don't want to play the stick hoop sound, I just toggle my display to the source mode, and I can change that Oak 10-inch tom hoop sound to a percussion sound and scroll through till I find the cowbell that I want. We have 9 different cowbells in here. You can never have enough cowbells. Okay. I like that one. And if I wanted to, at this point, I could save that kit to one of the 50 user locations, and it's available for instant recall anytime I want. Some of the other kits that include our Birch Custom Absolute, which is a little bit more focused studio sound. We have Maple Custom, with a little tubbier sound, maple drums. And I have the Beach Custom. Okay. Lots of different kits from Yamaha's own lineup, plus we've sampled some drums that are boutique vintage drums. There's over 205 megabytes of wave ROM in here for your drum sounds, and they're all sampled to the hilt, meaning that if I'm calling up a jazz kit and I want a sizzle cymbal, that sizzle cymbal is going to last me a long time. Here's the small jazz kit. Okay, that sizzle cymbal lasts a long time. Very, very authentic sounds because they're sampled from the real instrument. You can also, speaking of sampling, import your own samples or do your own sampling on the module with optional DIMM memory installed. When you do that, you can have up to 512 megabytes of custom samples. So any of the sample libraries that are available can be converted into 16-bit format and loaded via USB, very convenient, into the DTX900 brain. One of the educational features that we have in the DTX900 is found in the click mode. When you go to the click, you have the ability to set tempo, time signature, subdivision, and different volumes for the different beat accents. And if you press the groove button, you can see the groove check page. Groove check works to measure your hits against the click, whether you're early or late. It can measure hits from all inputs, or it can measure them from specific inputs. Here's how it works. I'm going to run the click, and I'm going to try to just play singles in time with the click. Okay. So you could see what was happening there. Some of my hits were early, and as I began to relax and put them on the late side of the fence, my average range moved to show where I was tending to play. So you can work on this not just with singles on the snare, but with kick, snare, and hat to play a groove. It resets when I run the click again, and I'll play a kick, hi-hat groove. So you could see that when I play and I'm excited, I end up being on the early side of things. That's a good way to push the band. But when I want to play laid back, I end up being on the late side of the fence. This is not something that we're trying to get drummers to play exactly on the beat. We all try and do that anyway. But to give us a way to control our time feel. A drummer that can control their time feel is the difference between a great drummer and a good drummer. When you can control the feel, you really have a command over the band and the dancers on the dance floor. We have a variation of groove check called rhythm gate, which will actually gate the sound if I'm too far out of time or not. I can set the range to either very wide or very narrow, depending on how much I want to push myself to be a more accurate drummer. So the rhythm gate page has the hash marks to show when the sound will be heard, and if I'm too far out of that zone, it won't be heard. Here's what that looks like. I'm in the zone. I get too relaxed, I'm out of the zone. And so a few minutes a day with groove check and rhythm gate can really help you control that. So I'd like to thank themusicfarm.com for having me out here. They're really supportive of the Yamaha DTX series of electronic drums, very knowledgeable. There are drummers on staff here to help you out. So give them a call, themusicfarm.com, and I hope to see you again soon.